Every wholesaler wants to do more deals and make more money, and the solution to doing more deals and making more money is actually pretty simple. Make more offers. While that may seem obvious, the reality is most wholesalers simply don't make enough offers. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to make 10 times more offers in a fraction of the time. But first, if you don't know me, I'm Jerry Norton. I make millions of dollars a year wholesaling and flipping houses. And here on my YouTube channel, I show you how to do the same. So if you want to be a flipping genius like me and live your dream life, subscribe to my channel and watch my videos. Now tell me if this sounds familiar. You get a lead on a distressed property and the owner says he's interested in selling. You're so pumped, you make an appointment that very afternoon to meet the seller at the property. While walking the property, you make copious notes about all of the items that need fixed, and before leaving, you tell the seller you'll run some numbers and get back to him right away with a cash offer. You go back home and you pore over the comps to establish the value. You also take your notes and you create a detailed rehab budget based on all the repairs that are needed. You even call a few contractors just to make sure your budget is accurate. And after running all the numbers, finally, you come up with your offer price. Now the moment of truth. You're so excited. You call the seller to tell him you're ready to present your offer, but wait, he tells you not to bother. He already signed a contract with someone else. You're too late. You missed out on another deal. You're so discouraged because that's the third time this week that's happened. Now this is how most people go about attempting to get deals or some variation. First, you perform detailed due diligence. Then you come up with a solid offer price. Then you make the offer hoping to get the contract. That process just seems natural. I mean, if you're going to execute a contract with a seller, you want to make sure it's a good deal and you feel really good about the price. That makes sense. But there are two fundamental problems with this approach. The first problem with due diligence first, contract second, is it's extremely time consuming. Think about all of the time it takes to meet at the property, run comps, and the most time consuming of all is calculating repairs. Proper due diligence on a property takes about 6 hours on average. That's a lot of time. And what if you do all of that due diligence just to make the offer and the seller rejects it? The second problem with performing due diligence first, then getting the contract, is you'll lose deals to your competition. In most cases, speed is the name of the game. Oftentimes, the first one to make an offer gets the contract and wins the deal. There's a saying in wholesale real estate, time kills all deals. Now, if you get a lead and you meet a seller and you leave without a contract for whatever reason, and another experienced wholesaler comes in after you, guess what? While you're doing your due diligence, he's locking up the deal. So what's a better way to get deals? The alternative is to get the contract first and then perform any necessary due diligence. My number one rule when it comes to acquisitions or acquiring deals is this. Spend the least amount of time possible until you have a written contract. That means you should get the contract with the seller as soon as possible and as quickly as possible. Then once you have a written contract with the seller, now he's committed to the deal and can't sell it to anyone else, and you can spend the necessary time to verify and validate your offer price. Now I'll show you how to make sure your contract gives you a window of time for due diligence, but my point is this. In wholesale real estate, you don't want to waste your time doing anything without that contract first. If for whatever reason you are off on your numbers, you can renegotiate the price or back out of the contract without any repercussions. Let me walk you through my exact process from initial contact to executing a contract so you can see what it looks like to get the contract with minimal due diligence. If and when a seller says he's interested in selling, step one is to determine a ballpark offer price. Now, if you have my instant offer calculator, it will quickly figure out the as-is value of the property and calculate your offer price based on your desired wholesale fee. All you need is the address to the property. Best of all, no comping or estimating repairs needed, so you can get to an offer price really fast. Is it perfect? No. But at this point, we just need a ballpark number. Your goal is to have your offer price in under 3 minutes and preferably while still on the phone on the initial conversation. By the way, I did a video that breaks down exactly how to use my offer calculator, and I'll even give it to you for free so you can use it right away. I'll put the download link in the description box below for you. Once you have your ballpark offer, step two is to get the seller to give you their desired sale price. Remember the old adage, he who names the price first loses. If he won't give a price and insists that you make him an offer, say something like this: Mr. Seller, I'm not sure I'm the right buyer for your house, and I don't want to waste your time or mine. Before we come out to take a look at your property, based on the neighborhood and the condition of the home, as you've described it, I'm going to need to be in the ballpark of around $125,000. Then be quiet and see how they respond. If the seller responds favorably or seems open to that number, great. Move to step 3. But if the seller responds negatively about your offer and says something like, I can't sell for $125,000, I need to get at least $200,000 to even consider selling, aren't you glad you found out right away and didn't waste any more time? By the way, there are 2 more ways you could still monetize the lead by either offering creative financing or offering to list the property for sale, assuming you have a real estate license. I did a video that explains how to make money on throwaway leads that aren't interested in a low cash offer. I'll put the link to that video in the description below for you. But assuming the seller is reasonably close to your ballpark verbal offer, step 3, before even looking at the property, is to digitally execute a contract with the seller that clearly specifies you have a window of time to perform due diligence. Say something like this: Mr. Seller, now that we've agreed on price, let me explain the next steps. Right now, while on the phone, I'm going to email you an agreement that goes over everything we discussed. Once you receive that, we'll review it together, and then we'll both approve it. In that agreement, it gives me a window of time where I'll be able to conduct my due diligence. That means someone from my team will come out and look at the neighborhood and do a property walkthrough to make sure everything checks out. If for some reason we discover something we're currently unaware of that would affect our ability to move forward, we'll let you know right away. Does that sound fair? Now, at that point, do not hang up the phone until you have an executed agreement. I've been perfecting my contract for nearly 20 years, so it's perfect for sellers when wholesaling. And if you're a member of my wholesaling CRM software called Flipster, my digital contracts are included. It's easy to fill out, and you can email it directly to sellers to digitally sign. It's awesome because it stores everything right in the software. To check it out and test drive Flipster on a 7-day free trial, go to joinflipster.com. Now, notice I didn't say sign a contract. Signing a contract is intimidating. Instead, I like to say approve this agreement, which is much less intimidating. Now, this is very important. In the agreement, you're going to have an inspection contingency. I usually do 10 days. That means once executed, the seller is committed and can't sell to anyone else, and you have 10 days to do your due diligence. If for whatever reason the deal doesn't work during the 10 days, you can renegotiate or back out of the contract without any repercussions. Simple as that. Following this process of contract first, due diligence second, you are only spending time on leads that have a high probability of converting to deals. Spending the least amount of time possible until you have a written contract will save you countless hours, allowing you to make 10 times more offers in much less time. Now, I want you to think about how important your time is in this business. Always remember, the more offers you make, the more deals you'll get, and the more money you'll earn. The secret ingredient is making more offers. Do that now, and I'll see you on the next video.